Because this is what it's all about. Trying to teach you through my mistakes and through my successes in this trip so that you will know if this is for you or not. Because you eventually, if you want to travel, this is what you're going to have to face. Change, adjustment, realizing that even though you have the freedom of doing what you want to, you're not totally free because the weather has a lot to control on your freedom. So this first video you're about to see is more about preparing mentally for the trip. What drove me to want to take the trip? And you're going to learn through this video how I came up with that reasoning to go ahead and travel. A lot of my family thought, you're crazy, man. You're crazy. You're going to go out there on your own by yourself in some forest and nobody's not going to know you're there, and something happens, you're in trouble, and who's there to help you out? They thought I was crazy. I am crazy, but that's between you and I. So stick around, and without any further ado, let's go to the first video and let's learn together. Good morning. My name is Frank Ramirez, or Francisco Ramirez, and I'm here to discuss with you and show you my experience as I drive through some of this country, living in a van with a dog or without a dog. All the pros and cons that you need to know when you're traveling and living in a van. Well, let me tell you this. I have prepared to travel for a long time. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos of what it is to live in a van, all the things that they do, and how do they heat the van, how do they supply their water, how do they wash their hands, how do they go to the bathroom. All those things I learned through watching a lot of videos. And I cannot give you all the links to any of those because it's be a whole lot. It was months and months of preparation. I prepared in a way that I want to know when I'm going somewhere what to do and how to handle a situation when I get to it. So what I did, and this is what I suggest you do before you plan to live in a van or travel a long distance for a long period of time and live in the van while you're traveling with a dog or without a dog. And it takes preparation, planning. Now I'm a little silly here, but I made a list of where I was going to go the first day, where I was going to stop, where I was going to camp. I used campendium.com to guide me to what areas campgrounds are free. And you just basically go to the campendium.com, select free camping, what state you're going to be camping, select the state, go to the map of that state, and it shows you all the areas. Now you want to click the one that says on the options categories like public forest and parking like rest areas. If you have an RV, then you click where the RVs are. But if you're just living in a van, staying, traveling just a van, then you probably go to the forest and the parking, and you select those two, and then always select zero cost, because there's an option there for you to select from how many dollars you want to spend in each location. You put zero. Click always free camping. So that gives you a lot of options. I mean, there's hundreds of places you can stay and camp for free. Most places are okay with a van and camping on a tent. But that's the areas they give you is camping areas. If you want to go dispersed camping, which is away from everybody, then you go to any forest and you go into a road that says forest road. And off the forest roads, you're going to find dirt roads that you can drive off. When you get to those dirt roads, then you drive in that dirt road for as long as you want, where you see a good place to camp. You drive off that. There's probably a little road to get you to a camping section where you can camp. And as long as it's within 300 feet from that dirt road, you can camp any in that area. So what I've done is just that. I went to campanium.com. It tells you where the camping areas are, and if there's too many people there, I won't stay there. I will go further down into a dispersed camping area to where I'm by myself. But if you don't mind with being around all the campers that are, they're all pretty much quite a distance apart. So you can stay with the campers. Everyone is camping in the same area. That's okay. That's okay too. People are making too much noise and they're being disruptive. Then pack your stuff and go dispersed camping somewhere else away from the camping area. Now the advantage of the camping areas that they give you in the list for free have usually restrooms. It may not be a full restroom like hand washing and toilet. You'll have the vault, which is just you lift the lid and you do your business, put the lid back down. There's no flushing, there's nothing, there's no water running water. So there's different situations like that. So you'll find some that have a complete restroom. You never find one with showers, but they'll have a sink and a toilet, regular restroom, public restroom. That's the advantage of being in the camping area, where you find all the campers. But if you want to go dispersed camping, you just pass them up, find a road, dirt road, go off that dirt road, and find yourself a camping spot. Once you do that, you're on your own. There's no restrooms. It's called a dry camping. You have to have your own water. You have to have your own potty. In this case, a bucket. And take care of business that way. Now, like I said, I planned a lot. I planned it all. I researched it. I went through a lot of videos, how to stay warm, how to, what covers, how many covers to use. If it's a cold part of the country, this is a cold country. How to protect yourself from bears. You have bear spray, bear horn, what to do when you do see one. I saw so many videos of months and months of watching videos. I learned a lot, and I suggest you do the same. You do the same, and you can make yourself a list of what your route's going to be, where you're going to go. Now, what I did it as a vacation, travel, and live in the van while I'm traveling. There's a difference. You can travel, stay one night here, another night here, another night there, and keep going back and forth to different places until you get all the way across the country. It's a little more costly to do that because each day you drive so many miles. It could be 100 miles, it could be 70 miles, it could be 200 miles. So you're spending a lot of gas. If you live in a van, of course, you park in one place that you can stay there for 14 days. Drive to another place, stay there for 14 days. You can still do it as traveling, but if you want to save on gas, you stay 14 days in a location. You don't drive for those 14 days, so you save gas. So anyways, learn everything you need to learn before you take off. Plan it. Be wise. And I say, I'm going where the wind blows. I'm lying. I didn't go where the wind blows. I stay away from the wind blows because it's usually a bad weather where the wind blows. There's floods and hard rain and hail. So what you have to really do, even if you make a list, I promise you, it's not going to go by your list. It's going to change completely. My point is, plan ahead, but also plan to change your plans because they're going to change. And you got to adjust as you go, adjust to the area, adjust to the temperatures, adjust to adjust your mind to be able to say, okay, I'm going to change my plans. It's not going to go that way after all. And you go a different route. And if you're traveling and you got all the time in the world to do it, then stay 14 days in each location. You save on gas. It takes you a lot longer to do the trip that you want to do, because now you're doing it in months. You spend the amount of gas that I would have spent in 1 month. When I traveled, I stayed one night, another night, 2 nights, 3 nights, 1 night, and I kept traveling. So my gas bill went up quite a bit. And keep traveling wherever you want to go, and keep mind of the weather, because the weather can ruin all your plans. I mean, seriously. So plan ahead, plan to change if you need to change. Be aware of your surroundings wherever you're going to go. Everything that you need for emergencies. That means some tools with you. In my case, I took a battery charger, which you see in one of the episodes, how that helped me. There's several things you need to consider, and that's planning, tools, emergencies, what you're going to do when this happens, what you're going to do when that happens. Be prepared and plan your trip. If you decide to do it as a vacation, a long vacation, that is great. It's an awesome experience. You want to do it as a living in a van, and that takes a special person to want to live in a van for years and years to come. But I'll explain all that in my very last episode after I experience everything on my trip, and I'll give you my opinions on that. For now, let's watch the videos. Now, I did not show you how I took the seats out of my van, but when I put them back in, I will show you how they were taken out. The video that I do when you take out all the seats, which is not there, is going to be the video when I put them all back in, and how I tighten them up and everything. So everything will be there in case you drive the same kind of vehicle I drive. And that's all for now. We're going to go through all the videos on how it is, pros and cons of traveling or living in a van with a dog or without a dog. Giddy up.